Hello and welcome to Hello and Welcome. I'm Alex Wong here with Will Liu, and we're joined by a special guest on this beautiful Wednesday, the Big O, the Big Surveillance State, Oren Weisfeld. If you don't know Oren Weisfeld, we're gonna talk about this later. Has a new book that is coming out called The Golden Generation, where he has written a comprehensive book about how Canada became a basketball powerhouse, interviewed everyone involved in Canada basketball except for anyone who said no to him. So make sure you go Amazon, independent bookshops, wherever you want to go, order that book, read it, get it done before we hit the second segment. We're going to talk about that. Have a little Blue Jays corner later as well. But guys, everybody's buzzing about the Raptors right now. The Raptors are 1-3 on the season, and people seem really upset. Oren, how we're gonna talk about that first. Oren, how are you doing, my brother?
Doing great. It's been a while since I've been on here with you guys, so excited to talk, excited to get into the book. I know you both have read some of it, and yeah, is everyone buzzing about the Raptors? I mean, everyone's buzzing about something in the city. I don't know if everyone's buzzing about the Raptors, but
Well, the diehards, like including
yeah.
Will and anybody who's tapped in to Will's 4 hour live stream the other night
There's
after the
dozens of us.
Spurs loss. People are very upset right now. I think there was some expectations for this Raptors team, and they haven't met them so far. So we're gonna bring out one of our favorite segments, which is the blame pie. So we're gonna do a Raptors blame pie today and figure out who is to blame for this 1-3 start. So I'm gonna throw a few. You know what? The first people that I'm gonna throw at you guys, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, is Masai and Bobby in terms
Ooh.
of the roster construction. I think this has been a heavily talked about topic. Will, thoughts on Masai and Bobby taking blame for assembling this roster that has not worked through 4 games?
Wow, the shock and awe that the Raptors are 1-3. I mean, come on, guys. Like, look, as much as I want to be mad at the team, and I certainly, was pretty upset with how they play defense for a team that has like prided itself on the defensive end. This is a team that still will need a little bit of time to sort of figure out how they're going to do it. And I also think that it's a pretty sharp departure. I mean, it's pretty natural for guys like Jamal Shed and Jacoby Walter to like attack the ball and pressure and swarm because they're young, they're hungry. That's what they do. But when it comes time to like the veteran guys on this team, those guys, you just there's not a long history of Brandon Ingram being, a pressure defender, and he's gonna like, lock down his man and provide help. There's not a long history of IQ picking up a half court and having the energy and the discipline and the strength to sort of keep ball handlers in front of him consistently. RJ is actually making some tangible improvements, but I still think that he's improving from a low place. So there's still more steps to go. Grady Dick has really struggled defensively to start the season, and of course, on top of all that, Jakob got a bad back. So I think that the front office shouldn't escape sort of culpability in the sense that like they are the ones who ultimately chose for this group to play together, and they chose to coach in a way for these players to play together. But I do think that it will probably take a little bit of time for them to adjust. And if it doesn't work after about 10 games, 15 games, well, maybe we'll see a mark. Then they maybe have to try a different thing. But, I mean, again, like the talent on paper is the reason for the expectations. And so I think the front office is responsible for bringing in talent. And I think they have done that. They just, they're not playing well together as a group yet.
Yeah, Oren, what do you think?
Yeah, I think no, it's true. I've seen a lot of disappointment online, and I think some of it's fair. Like tough schedule to start, 1-3 isn't that crazy in a vacuum, but the way they played last game against Dallas was just so tough to watch. Like especially flipping from a good team in the Blue Jays, I know it's a different sport, to like whatever the Raptors were putting out there. it was pretty jarring at times. Like you said, Will, like defensively, every possession just seemed like, what are we doing here? Wide open three or dunk. In terms of Bobby and Masai, damn, Masai's getting thrown under here. Doesn't even work for the team anymore. That's tough. But I think my biggest thing would probably be Immanuel Quickley. I don't know if we want to get into this already, but like
No,
the
let's do
way
it.
he started the season versus the contract he has versus the other point guards on the roster. Like Jamal Shad is nice and feisty, but he doesn't project to ever be a starting guard. So I think it's a huge problem. I think when you look at just the building of the guard spot and what Quickly has the kind of stagnation in his development given the contract he has for the next 4 or 5 years. It's worrisome. For me, it's always been the biggest worry of this Raptors roster, and so far this season, it's played out.
Yeah, it doesn't help too that I think. I mean, I guess the main comparison that was coming was like, oh, IQ could be our like Tyrese Maxey. You look at the way Maxey's playing right now, and IQ is definitely not on that level. All right, let's get some percentages on this. Let's start with quickly. What percentage you want to assign blame to quickly for this 1 and 3?
Okay, so one of the three losses was the Milwaukee game, and quickly after the game said, "My bad, that's on me." So he's already claiming a portion of the pie. There's only three losses, right? So I also see that Quickly has been active on social, and the response on social has not been strong to Quickly's performances, and so he's blocked a couple of people. God knows like what people have been saying, but in any case, I do think that for Quick, um, this is probably the biggest adjustment of anybody on the roster is the way they want Quickly to play, because they want him to pressure the ball and be into it, and they also want him to sort of catch and shoot for three and not be as much on the ball. But then when he's on the ball, they want him to like touch the paint a little bit more. I mean, listen, are these things unreasonable to ask out of a point guard? No, but these were not necessarily all the strengths that Quickly had coming into this particular season, and so I think he's probably struggling with for the most part. Doesn't help that the threes have not dropped for him. It was good to see him hit 2 threes in the loss to San Antonio, but he basically wasn't even shooting threes after really hunting them for the first couple of games. So if we're just talking about the first 4 games, I'll probably give him like 20.
Damn, that's
But
pretty high, man. Yeah.
But I also do think it's like not necessarily always productive to compare players' productions to their contracts, because it does really ruin well, not ruin, but it makes it really hard to appreciate anybody for what they do when you're like, but he makes 32 million. Like there's no necessarily marker for what 32 million does for you, and I think that's what Quickly's contract is showing right now.
Well, the big problem though is that he's obviously not the only big contract. Like the whole starting lineup is pretty sizable, and
Yeah.
like they have to perform. Like all of them have to perform like collectively, right?
Hmm.
Like in terms of wins. No, I like the 20%. I'm gonna throw Jakob Poeltl up on this blame pie as well.
Okay.
Unfortunate. I know
Real.
he's been dealing with injuries and stuff, but he just has not looked good through 4 games, and a lot of it is probably because he's compromised right now. But right now, he is like a huge liability to this team, and I think he is. I think he's questionable tonight against
He's
Houston.
doubtful.
He's
He's
doubtful.
doubtful.
So he's
Yeah.
doubtful. Yeah,
He
like
saw
yeah.
Steven Adams on the roster and he said, "I'm doubtful, man. I'm
This guy,
doubtful with my
this guy,
bad back."
this guy saw Wemby go behind the back full court. He's like, "Yo, I'm not playing the rest of this week, man." He's like, "I could have been in San Antonio backing up Wemby on this great team. Instead, I went back to Toronto. Now I'm SpongeBob in that scary hallway." Uh, Oren, you gotta give a percentage here to Jakob. How much percentage blame we're giving Jakob to this slow start?
I want to give him a bit less, like 10%. I hate to also do this through the lens of contracts. It sucks. But I think the difference between Yak and IQ is just there's a history there, right? Like we know what Jakob looks like when he's healthy and at his best. And I just think that's not the case right now. Whereas with Quickly, I do think he deserves a bit more of the blame pie because not only has he maybe been a bit more detrimental through 4 games, but also it's like we don't have a lot of track record to go off here to think that anything's going to flip when 10, 20 games into the season. So let's go with 10 for Poeltl. Rest up, big guy. Get back out there soon.
No, seriously, rest up, man. All right, Will, nominate someone else to throw on this pie.
My favorite, Mr. Darko
Oh
Rajakovic.
man, come on, man. You
Come
guys
on
were,
down, baby.
come on. You guys were just kind of building a little rapport. A
Yeah,
little maybe coaches versus media game banter.
yeah.
Come on, man.
Here's the thing. Unlike a lot of people in this game, I'm not in it for clout, man. I love the Raptors above all else.
Why are you
So if
looking at me when you say that?
so if you coach the Raptors to so far his career win percentage with the Raptors is 31%.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, okay, fine.
Right?
I'm not gonna
Okay.
be a Darko defender. I know. I mean, the last couple of seasons, that's like a Brett Brown situation or something.
I don't know if Brett Brown took over a team that had Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Jakob Poeltl on it, and coached them to a bad defense.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say here for Darko is this is a huge year for Darko. He's going to get at least half a year, if not more, to figure it out. His job is to go figure it out. This is like first 10 games of the season is like version 1 of a draft. Okay? I'm sure Oren had lots of typos in version 1 of the manuscript. I'm sure he had to figure out how to order his chapters. He might have had to go back and interview a couple more people. It's just version 1, right? That's not the one that gets published. But published is like when you get to the playoffs, if you get to the playoffs. Um, but if
I
I'm
got
looking at
book
version 1 right now,
metaphors right now. It's killing
no,
me.
I'm just trying to tease this book as much as possible. But if we're trying to get to what the ultimate result of the team is, version 1 looks really sloppy for the Raptors. And that's not saying that there's not going to be tweaks. That's not saying an experienced coach like Darko can't make the adjustments necessary. We've already seen last season when the Raptors started the year, and I go back to this stat all the time. The first 41 games, the first half of the season, the Raptors were the third worst defense in the league. And the last 41 games of the season, the Raptors were the third best defense. And whatever you want to say about the schedule and the tanking, that is still a pretty significant difference over a large sample size. That's literally half a season. So we'll give him time. But as of right now, version 1 of the vision of the roster doesn't look that strong. I'm not necessarily seeing players looking comfortable in the roles. Again, it hurts because Jakob Poeltl was a big part of the team and he's got the bad back. But we're looking at a scenario right now where guys are largely healthy outside of Jakob. Scotty's playing really well. He's hitting jumpers. He's doing all the things you would ever really want from him to start the season. Brandon Ingram's hitting a lot of tough shots. I mean, if you watch the Brandon Ingram makes, they're all buckets, but they're not easy buckets. So he's actually making shots. RJ is like, what's his true shooting? Like 70? Like, it feels like every game he shoots 75%. So with all those things in mind, the team should be functioning in a better state. But when you watch it, they look sloppy offensively. And my concern from the San Antonio Spurs game was they didn't trust each other defensively. You don't trust yourself. It doesn't matter if you're playing NBA basketball, high school basketball, if you're playing pickup basketball. If guys are freelancing on defense, you are not going to be a good defense. And guys were just randomly abandoning their assignments to go double the ball, and they were getting picked apart. And that to me says a lack of trust in each other as a team. And ultimately, that's the job of a coach, to organize the roster. That first and foremost, and then you decide who plays, what time, those little micro things kind of get into it, but yeah, I mean, I'm putting Darko on this list, man. I don't necessarily feel like, the Raptors have gone off to a hot start at the start of the season, and it doesn't even look like the style of basketball, looks particularly fitting for the group around them. So either he's got to get them to get better within the system, or they got to change up a little bit of how they play.
Yeah, I mean, Oren, like, how much of it you think is the coaching? How much of it you think is just the personnel that he's been handed?
I think definitely the coaching with like one thing, which is just I feel like they talked all summer about this idea that we're dogs, we're gonna have this character on the team in terms of picking up full court, in terms of causing turnovers, in terms of basically more or less playing super hard. You saw it in the first game at Atlanta. Guys had a certain spunk, like guys were moving really well. But I think it's kind of tapered off, and that to me would be the biggest concern when it comes to coaching. Like simple, most basic basketball basics is like have the five guys out there who are going to play the hardest for you, who are going to dive on the ball, who are going to come up with rebounds, who are going to hit guys, who are going to be physical. And I think that's one thing that Darko is still kind of searching for at times, is like that starting unit hasn't brought that kind of defensive intensity to that they really talked about all summer long in open gym and whatever it might be. And the bench, you definitely have guys who do bring it, but in terms of like the stable lineups doing it consistently, I don't see it. I watch games like Philadelphia and Boston, and those teams just seem to play like really, really hard, and the Raptors aren't really there yet. And given the team they have, given the personnel they have, I mean, they're not just gonna like mollywop teams with a bunch of shooting and a superstar talent. Like they need to be that kind of type of team that's has that chip on their shoulder and plays super hard. So for that reason, I think Darko certainly deserves some of the blame. And if that means like benching a star player for a game because he's just not bringing it on the defensive end, like maybe he needs to send a message in that kind of way.
Yeah, if you're Darko, Will, like, and you are getting desperate to like make a change, and let's assume everyone's healthy, Jakob's there too. Like, what
Yep.
is the first move you could make that you would think about making, even changing the starting lineup?
Well, I think that it would require a pretty sharp departure on what we know about Darko, because we've seen him for 2+ years now as the head coach of the Raptors, right? Can you tell me any disciplinary moments that we've seen from the team?
Yeah, I mean, Darko is mostly known. We've seen the viral clips of him celebrating post game. I think we've seen him standing up for Scotty. After that Lakers game and stuff. It's mostly tilted towards
Yeah,
positive versus like what you're saying in terms of like being
yeah.
disciplinary. The Nick Nurse method. The Nick Nurse method of
Well,
like constantly calling out players, which was like on the other extreme, right?
look, I'm not saying I need to be authoritarian or libertarian in this situation. Where we know where these two coaches stand, but um, the one that comes to mind for me was I think he told the media once, he's like, I asked more out of Ocha Abaji, but instead of calling him out, I called him up, and this was a topic of conversation for like a week. Was I don't call guys out, I call them up, which like okay, like this might work at a Tony Robbins seminar, but like, you know what I mean? Like we're talking about grown adults making millions of dollars, right? Like
Leave,
so
leave my guy TR alone, bro. I used to read
no,
that
no.
guy in grade 10 when I thought I was
You'd be like,
fake deep.
whoa, that changed my perspective. No. Look, however you want to do it, do it. If you can get the results out of the players, that's ultimately. I don't care about the how. I just care about the what. The situation. Um, I think that the difficulty with the starting lineup is that it's a hard balance because the priority of most of the players in the team in the starting five is to score. If I had to ask you what's the preference of Brandon Ingram between scoring and defending, he's going to be a scorer. RJ, same deal. IQ, same deal. Scotty also needs to, be very involved in the offense, although he does both ends of the floor. And then Jakob does both ends of the floor, but probably primarily tilts towards defense. There's just not as much focus on defense in the starting five. It would require a pretty sharp departure of somebody in the team to not just sacrifice, but to change fundamentally the way they play. Um, the difficulty for me is there's not a lot of options on the bench right now where they're so good in quality that like you're gonna like make a bump and switch someone out and it's gonna look better. For me, it's just like you're probably looking to downgrade if you're looking to get more defense in the starting lineup. IQ's certainly not been popular, but I don't think you're benching IQ right now, man. And I don't think you're benching RJ either. That would not be fair to RJ. So as hard as it is for Darko, I think barring injuries, he's got to ride the roster the way it is. I don't know if you bench Jakob, to be honest, because I think Jakob healthy is definitely one of the best players on the team. But in his injured state, you can probably get away with like sliding in a Mobo or CMB. Again, that doesn't really help the team, but it does maybe put more defense on the roster, at least in a given moment right now with his bad back.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. It's like some of it is coaching, but if there's not a lot of levers to pull on the roster, then you have to look at the way the front office has assembled this team, right? Like there's clearly like a disconnect with like, oh, what Darko wants from this team, from his players versus what they're able to execute. All right, let's assign some percentages here to Darko and the front office. Orn, I'll let you take the lead on how much blame you want to put on Darko here.
I'm gonna go with 20%. I think Quickley and Darko are for me kind of two of the leaders in the blame pie graph today. And I'm gonna go 20%.
Sorry, I'm loving this like stock analyst.
I'm not gonna lie.
This
Business
Excel
network
sheet is crazy. I've never
Yo,
seen you guys.
dog,
do
I'm not
this.
gonna lie. I feel like I'm in a fucking Microsoft Teams meeting at RBC right now. Like this doesn't even feel like a pod.
I've never done this. Like I don't know
Hold
what
on,
we're
man.
doing.
Let me
Yo,
go put on a time. Man.
I've never had a
Alex,
9 to
is
5,
it-
so
Isn't this your previous life? Like,
This
is
was
this
definitely
what
my
working at
previ-
EY like?
Yeah, this was definitely my previous life. Like, no, this is when I was like working internal audit at Sears at their corporate
Yeah.
office before they staged a coup on me during my last week. Which I could retell that story on the next banter pod. But yeah, we would have these like
It is quite
graphs.
funny imagining you in a corporate environment. I gotta say, like
Yeah,
the
no,
Alex Wong that we know in like a suits
this is
scenario
giving-
at 9 a.m. is tough.
This is giving me mad flashbacks right now. Like I'm just hosting a PowerPoint meeting and asking you cats to fill out a graph, man. Okay, 20% to Darko. We got to give some to the front office here, man. Like this is the roster
Okay.
that's been assembled over the past couple years. Like we've talked about it over and over again. It's like, okay, there's an alternate path where maybe this team is built around, say, I don't know, like Scotty and Pascal, or Scotty, Pascal, and OG, and maybe it's a different route here. They've clearly chosen to make all these moves, bring in Brandon Ingram, give Quickley the huge contract, bet on Scotty as the number one guy, all of this stuff. So I do think the front office has to shoulder maybe a lot of it here. So I don't know. I'm curious what percentage you're gonna assign, Will.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 15% as of right now.
Okay. So you're saying
this
okay,
actually
yeah.
this actually feels a little bit unfair to me, just because the job of the front office is to get talent in the door, and of course, I would say the talent first off, and then second of all, how they fit, and they're both very important. You can quibble about the fit, but they've increased the talent for this team to the point where we actually are disappointed in a 1-3 start. And by the way, they were in the game against Milwaukee. They just like completely shot themselves in the foot with 6 turnovers and 6 missed free throws in a game that was like a 1-possession game. Like they could easily be 2-2. I think we'd be having a different conversation.
yeah.
So I'm gonna give them 15, man.
Well, my thing, I agree with that, but my thing with the front office is just that like they've put the money into this team. They've put themselves in a position where this team has to like compete right away, and it does put everybody in a tough spot here, where it's like, oh, a 1-3 start, maybe for a team that's like, oh, young and upcoming, it's okay. You can like nitpick and look at the positives, but that's just not what this season is gonna be, right? Like this season is fully about the results. It's like, oh, it's cool. They played well for stretches against Milwaukee or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Like they need to win these games. What do you think about the 15%, Oren?
Yeah, I think it's fair because you guys both raise good points. Like it's tough after 3-4 games to really judge, I think, the construction of the roster so far. To me, it's a little easier to just say that they're not playing well, and that is easier to blame the coach for. I think for me, the big thing with the front office, like my only real issue is the way they've kind of constructed the point guard situation, because they've just kind of gone all in on this. And if it doesn't work, it's really hard to get out of with all the money that you said they have tied up. They're over the tax. All these things just make it more difficult to pivot in a way. So we'll see. I think 15 is fair, though, a little less than Quickley and Darko. And time will tell, I think, how good the talent is and how well the roster actually fits together.
Yeah. Okay. So are
just
you guys
a heads
in
up, guys. You
Yeah.
have 35% left of blame to assign.
Okay.
What's up, Bill?
We can throw a little more on Darko. Okay. Are we in agreement? No RJ on this. No Scotty. No Ingram.
I mean,
I will
I
give.
yeah. Go
I'll
ahead.
give a little to Ingram.
Okay.
That might be a hot take. Like he
No, it's
okay.
fine.
My thing with Ingram has always been like they definitely need this kind of scorer. And so far it's been just as advertised. Like he gets tough buckets, he bails them out all the time. But what I've seen already is very all right, where's Ingram? Let's give it to him and get out of the way because we don't really want to do all the work that it takes to create the offense that Darko wants. So there's kind of this give and take with having a guy like Ingram on the roster. And the reason I think he deserves a little bit of blame, not much, but a little bit, is because he often stalls the offense, right? Like that's just the nature of his game. He holds the ball, he likes isolating, he likes triple threat, doing his thing out of that. And sometimes that's not great for this team because a lot of the other guys on the roster need that movement oriented offense to get the advantage and to score. So sometimes when I'm watching, I'm just a little worried that Ingram's slowing it down a little bit. And there's times you need that at the end of a game for sure when you need a bucket. But right now it's a little bit happening a little bit too early in games to where it makes me a little bit nervous.
You know, that's interesting because honestly, the more I watch this team with Ingram on it, I'm like, I don't know if I mind Ingram like slowing down the offense and playing, get a bucket ball because like, honestly, you can run whatever system offense you want with dribble handouts and Jakob and Grady and guys timing their cuts. It's probably not going to be as efficient as Ingram shooting the ball, man. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I look at Brandon Ingram and I'm just like, coach, just put the fries in the bag, bro. Like just do that. Just do the Ingram offense. Get Jakob to cut a screen, space the floor around them. Don't move too much. Be in the right spots to space and just let him cook. Like I actually don't mind that. Now, is it like a championship winning formula? No, we're not even talking about championship. We're just talking about can you win half your games. That's a half of games. If you win half your games, that's a formula to do that. So if that's the goal, I think the Raptors actually should lean more into the Ingram offense. The thing for me is defensively, it bothers me when I see Harrison Barnes taking a strong to the basket against you. It bothers me when I see PJ Washington taking a strong to the basket. You're already doing a lot of stuff for us offensively, and that's fine. But defensively, you still got to hit the bare minimum. You know what I mean? We're not giving you the biggest assignments. When we play Giannis, you're not on Giannis. When we play Wemby, you're not on Wemby. But if you're going to be on PJ Washington and Harrison Barnes, you got to make sure you don't just get beat by them one-on-one. Like that's minimum for me. So I'll give Ingram a bit of a pass just because he is still coming off of injury, and this is like a long time since he's played, and he's the new guy on the team. But I still think that after after let's say 2-3 weeks of this, I do want to see more defensively because I know he's capable of it, man.
Okay, let's throw 5% on Ingram.
5% is fair, yeah.
Are there any other players that we haven't brought up that you guys think should go on this?
I don't really blame RJ too much at all for anything right now. Feels like he's fine. I mean, we can't take Oren's word for it because he literally put RJ on the cover of his book, The Golden Generation.
Of the Golden Generation, now available.
Yeah, you can't trust me for sure.
Evil
That's
companies
right. He's right there. Look at him, man.
like
Look
Amazon
at him. That's RJ.
or good companies like your independent bookshops.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
no, it's time to get into the assistant coaches. No, I'm just joking.
No, actually,
No,
good point. Good point. Chat.
I've seen it online though. I've seen it online.
We've
I hate this narrative so much.
There's
So
a huge
guilty every
huge
time.
anti-Pat Delaney fan base because apparently he is the defensive coordinator. So we have to for fairness, Pat Delaney, you get 2%. If you guys don't have anyone else, I'm gonna go ahead and put Glorilla on there. What's our record? What's our record when Glorilla is in attendance, rooting for?
I don't think we've won with her. in
Yeah,
attendance.
we
I
need
think
we
she
need
was-
Okay.
she was
we
down
need
in
more
Dallas, I think.
abstinence on the team for sure. Guys got to lock
You know,
in right
take-
now.
Or take those
Lock
ones on
in.
Twitter where you can get canceled. Please don't.
Oh
please
my
don't bring
God.
them into this space.
This might be a better take than your surveillance state take. Man.
Okay, we're giving Glorilla
NBA
2.5%.
players gotta have less.
Yo, a team full of abstinent players would probably. That's like 5 wins. That's like 5 wins in a regular season.
A team full of AC Greens.
Like
Mr.
5 extra wins. I mean, by the way.
Mr. Jerome, how much
gonna be
do we
fighting
have?
each other in
How much do we
practice.
have left to spread here?
I left
Oh,
it
by
up
the way,
there
streets
for
are saying
you.
that
We have 25.5
Glorilla
left.
was in attendance for their one win in Atlanta. So
No, but still, she's got to take something.
what? I like Glow. No, Glow's been chill, man. I like Glow.
Name your top 5 Glow tracks. Yeah.
That's not for me to decide.
Okay. Okay, we got
Yeah.
25.5.
We have enough of mediocre men commenting on women's rap, so I think I'm good on that. Yeah.
Okay, let's give 20% then. If we have 25, let's give 20% to NBA Paint. I think it's clear here if you're looking at this, like ever since the Raptors embraced the whole NBA Paint movement, they're 1-3 right now. So I think it's time for the Raptors, who have one of the most beautiful NBA logos in the league to just change all their avatars and like remove themselves from any NBA Paint affiliation.
This guy said "shut up in pain." It's crazy.
Shut up and Paint is so good.
Jerome, can we add this to the stage? What I just uploaded in the chat, please, once again for the streets to see.
What is it, man? Me getting painted?
Yeah, it's your NBA Paint.
No, let Jerome run this Sears meeting, man. Come on.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All right.
And then Sour
Your
Patch
PowerPoint.
Sour Patch Kids, give them 5%.
Bro, what?
They have these like the Raptors are doing a whole Halloween night tonight, and it's like a sponsorship with Sour Patch Kids, and there's these ads all over downtown, and they're really scary, man. Like because it's Halloween themed, and I was a bit frightened in the clean, beautiful streets of Front and Spadina yesterday, seeing one of those signs. Yeah, it really affected my mood. So I don't like that collab either. So let's throw 5% on that.
Can I nominate Grady Dick? Can I nominate Grady?
Come on, man. We got events coming up, dog.
We have events coming up, but I need Grady to play better defense than this. I thought Grady would be the top player off the bench, one of the top 2 players off the bench, and his defense kind of got him benched in that last game against San Antonio. I know he got better than this for me. That's all.
Okay, Grady gets 1%.
Yeah,
and
put
then,
him on here.
and then Grady's mustache gets
There's
1%.
there's only 0.5%
Yes,
left.
he does
If
have a
you maybe
mustache.
want to take some off of NBA Paint,
Nope. I only want to increase paint. Okay, so let's split the remaining between Grady Dick and Grady Dick's tiny mustache.
there's only 0.5% left.
No, we're splitting those.
How
two.
did you leave? It makes
we're
sense. You
literally
left a
splitting
finance career.
This is why they staged a coup on me at Sears.
All right. So wait, what do we have here left? Grady Dick gets how much? 0.5, or how are we splitting it?
0.25, and then Grady Dick's tiny mustache gets 0.25.
Okay.
Yeah. And there we go. We did it. Are we happy with this? The blame that is assigned?
Do we think fans deserve any blame for maybe overreacting? Or
Why
no?
are you trying to get canceled again?
Oh, sorry.
What's up with you, man?
I
We're
love
literally
the
talking
fans.
to
Do you not
fans
want
right
We
fans
love
to
the
buy
fans.
Golden Generation, bro?
Yeah, we love the fans.
Yo, we
the
love fans, man. Fangerine Friday, baby.
No, we love the
Yeah.
fans, but maybe like a 0.11, percent. Just
No, but
for,
that's what fans do, though. You know, like I've
What do you
always
want?
I've always pitched the idea of like, we shouldn't have podcasts covering teams until 42 games in.
No, you're right. It is. It's always jarring to me every NBA season, like 2-3 games in, the takes you see. I guess I'm just recalibrating like what happens every season, because it's always like,
Yeah.
wow, can we give it a few more games before we kill
know what?
that?
Kill Pat the lady is
No,
so funny, man. Okay. I think this is actually a product of the Raptors winning the championship and being a successful team. Is that you have a whole generation of fans that were born on third base, essentially.
The golden
And not-
generation, if you might.
no,
yeah,
they're not
no,
the
I
golden
didn't say,
generation.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no.
we have basically like a third of Raptor fans, especially the ones online, are like basically like Tony Jr., like Anthony Jr. Basically, you know what I mean? Like they're born on third base, and like
Yeah.
they've only known success, and
It's
it's
like-
not their fault. It's genuinely not their fault, because when they walked in, you're like, oh, 60 games, wins, and going to the playoffs. Well, that's an embarrassment because we lost to LeBron. Like, that's not an embarrassment. It sucked that we did, but like that whole season, we're like, that's one of the best seasons ever for the team. And so when the expectations are raised to this degree, now that you have to live in the reality of what it is to be a Raptor fan for like the bulk of 31 years, this is just normal for us. I mean, especially to Alex, who's been around since day one. But even for me and Oren, like we probably started watching this team during like the Bargnani years. I'm like, yeah, man, we kind of back here. It's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know this. I'm used to this. You know what I mean? Like it's not too jarring. And this is probably the first experience of going through what it's like to just react to like be in like a mediocre team again.
Yeah, I like the Anthony Jr.
It's not their fault. Not their fault, man.
No, I like
don't
the
blame
Anthony-
I don't blame Anthony. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's
No,
fine.
like
You want to...
it's like Tony Jr. being like, "Yo, what you mean no fucking ZD?" Raps fans are like, "What you mean no 50 wins?" Like that's how Raptors fans are reacting right now.
Do you not think? Because I don't think these people are inherently unreasonable. They might be very online, but that's not different than previous fans or other fans of anything else. It's just that they genuinely got used to winning, and now the
Yeah.
expectation is winning. Before, for us, it was like it was a surprise when they won.
Yeah, and then also people bring into the season their like beliefs and preconceived notions, and then as soon as it gets off to a rocky start, they're like, "See, I told you this wasn't going to work. Like I told you
Yeah,
the
okay.
starting lineup wasn't going to work." Or all of these things. I think that's happening a little bit too. But yeah, it's not just like the history of the Raptors. It's also like look across the league, like 25 other teams have been like, you go through these downs and then you come up again, and the downs are tough. Like some of these games are tough to watch, but it's also like a pretty natural part of the NBA team evolution.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, shouts to the fans, man. Buy the golden
I love the
generation.
fans. Love the
Um,
fans. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
that's
like the stream, fans.
yeah, so yeah, that's the
No,
Raptors
I
playing
don't blame
by
fans at all.
through 4 games. You guys have any other thoughts that you didn't get off?
It is a tough schedule to start. I don't understand why we're playing every good big in the league right away when Jakob has like. Jakob probably got more. Do you think Jakob's got more sciatica than LeBron?
I mean, sciatica, I guess, could get you to go watch a World Series game. So, which is what
Oh, yeah,
LeBron
that's
did
right.
yesterday.
Yeah. Shouts to Braun, man.
no,
LeBron watching that masterclass by Mason Fluharty, man.
Can't believe Braun now knows Isaiah Kiner Falefa, man. Yeah, no, but no, I don't know, man. I just want Jakob to get better. Like he's clearly compromised. Like just take a little break, man. Like we
Sure.
might be 1-7 either way, anyways. Take a little break. Yeah. All right, let's. Do we need to take a break before we talk about the golden generation?
That's up to you, man. You're the host.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take a break now.
Why don't you review your blame pie just one last time with all the
Yeah,
breakdown?
let's
do a final summary.
Let's hear it, Jerome. I can't see it on my screen.
All right, so bringing it back here,
Why am I there?
we have Masai and Bobby at 15%, Immanuel Quickley at 20,
Uh,
Jakob Poeltl at 10, Darko Rajakovic at 20, Brandon Ingram at 5, Pat Delaney at 2, Glorilla 2.5, NBA Paint tied for tops for 20%, Sour Patch Kids for 5, Grady Dick and Grady Dick's mustache split the final 0.5% at 0.25 each.
I'm happy with that, guys.
Yeah, looks pretty dead on to me.
I was gonna hot take and be like, instead of 20% to paint, we can give 10% to like the Jays. I feel like the Jays' success got everybody wanting everybody in Toronto to be good right now. So
I would say the opposite. I think the Jays are actually covering for the Raptors right now.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Fans seem really upset. The diehards are very upset.
You know how salty you would be if you chose to watch the Raptors over the Jays in the World Series?
Oh,
I'd be pissed
brother.
too.
No,
Yeah,
brother.
the diehards are upset, and everyone else in the city is just like, "What's happening over there?"
I feel like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Leafs are bad too right now.
Leafs
I
are
think.
pretty bad.
I haven't
Yeah.
heard one thing about the Leafs, man. I think it's because the Jays are doing everyone a favor by like taking all the attention and all the oxygen, man.
Yeah. All
Streets
right,
are saying the Buffalo Bills are bad too. I don't care, man.
No, they lost. No, it's because the Leafs lost to the Sabres. All right,
Oh,
let's
they
take
did?
a
Okay.
let's take a 1 minute break. That little 1 minute break graphic, and then when we'll come back, we'll talk to Oren about the golden generation. All right, we're back here to talk about Oren's book, The Golden Generation, now available at all. Wait, when's your book coming out? Yeah, you gonna do Hill promo on mute, bro?
I was muted. Books out November 4th officially, but bunch of bookstores in Toronto already have it.
Pre-order
And
online anywhere.
pre-orders are shipping out already,
Yeah.
so it's on the way out for sure. Officially out November 4th. Book launch downtown Toronto November 2nd. Anyone's invited. It's 12 to 4 p.m. at Youthful Vengeance Cafe, which is Dundas and Ossington.
Yeah,
And
we're everybody
boys
should
are
come
there.
out to that.
yeah, we got some
Everybody should come out to that.
exciting panelists lined up, so should be a fun time for sure.
Can you tell us about the panelists, or this is
No.
a secret?
Right now it's a little bit of a tease, but I'll be
Rowan-
announcing that
yeah,
soon.
Rowan
for sure.
Rowan Barrett won't let you reveal anything, or
It won't be Rowan Barrett, but it will be some exciting Canadian basketball players.
Yeah,
for
we'll drop the link. We'll drop the link for the sign up for the book launch in the chat. We'll include it for people listening to the podcast too in the episode description. We're turning this into a hello and welcome Oren Weisfeld event. You know, I'm gonna be there on Sunday. I'm sure you'll be there too.
Of
Big
course.
Will, and you know
Anything
this,
for Oren, man.
this will be right
This
after
is
the
one of our
Jays.
sons, man.
Yeah, this.
Yo,
will be
I'm
right
modeling it for sure after your guys' events. That's all I know. Those are the only events
Oh, yeah.
I go to.
Yo,
So
yo,
Does this
imitations.
mean we're having Baijo after?
raffle, we got a raffle. Straight up
Yeah.
taking that stuff from you guys.
Yo,
Let's go.
yeah, we invented raffles, man. I don't know
You
if
guys
knew that.
invented raffles,
Yeah.
basketball
We went his
related.
swag.
Yeah, we.
Panel,
Bottles put in
Popping
super
bottles.
bottles in a can.
to be fair, panel
Yes.
was Alex's book launch. She had a couple panels. I like that
Yep.
idea a lot more than me sitting up there and reading the book. So that's happening. Yeah, so it is inspired by you guys for sure.
Yeah, and this will be happening on Sunday right after the Jays win the World Series in Game 7 on Saturday. So
Exactly.
perfect day to come pop out, support Oren, grab a copy of the book, come say hello to all of us as well. Again, we'll leave the link in the podcast description. Everybody sign up. But yeah, just come out. Youthful Vengeance. That's what the place is called, right? I've never been there.
Yeah,
Really?
it's like
it's,
a
it's
cafe.
on, it's on
events.
Ossington, bro.
It is.
It's technically on Dundas, but it's close to your.
Was Bowie not available? What happened? So Oren, man, tell us about the origin story of this project and what people can expect when they pick up this book.
Yeah, I mean, origin story, I guess, goes back to my days writing at the famed Raptors Republic, which you guys are familiar with. You know, I was covering the Raptors back in 2018 around that time, and I started to eventually go to games, do more freelancing for Sportsnet and Yahoo about the Raptors in the NBA, but I kind of started to see, like, in each draft and each year, each team that came through Scotiabank Arena, there was more and more Canadians, and not just like Canadians in the league, but Canadians entering those all-star conversations, eventually those all-NBA MVP conversations. And, you know, there was a lot of people covering the Raptors, and it was a very saturated market, and I wanted to stand out a little bit and go into the Canadian angle. And I was also like deeply curious about like, how did we get here, and why are so many Canadians making it to the NBA now out of all the time in our history? You know, like, as you guys know, it was like Steve Nash and like Joel Anthony and like sparse names throughout the 90s and the 2000s, but like there was never more than like 2-3 Canadians in the NBA. Now we have 25 this season, so it's a really dramatic leap that we took, and I was curious to learn about how that happened. Fast forward a couple years, 2021, my boy Zarar at Raptors Republic gave me a couple $100 to fly out to Victoria, BC to cover the Olympic qualifying tournament. At the time, Canada was hosting it. They lost, you know, a heartbreaker in overtime to the Czech Republic. But being there, talking to the players, you know, Corey Joseph, Andrew Wiggins, RJ Barrett, Lou Dort, all those guys played then at that tournament. And it made it very obvious that, like, this was what I wanted to cover going forward. And, like, this team that has just been known for nothing but disappointment, I wanted to kind of follow their journey going forward and see if they could break through finally and get back to the Olympics for the first time since 2000. And so that's, I guess, when that idea really started to turn in my head. And then I finally watched Canada beat Spain at the 2023 World Cup, MVP for performance from Shea to get them over the edge. That qualifies them for the first Olympics since 2000, and that's kind of when the idea to write a book really started, and I started pitching it with Alex's help for sure, and here we are today. In terms of like what readers are going to get out of it, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a history of men's basketball in Canada. Originally I thought it would go from the 2000s and the team that brought them to the Olympics in 2000 with Steve Nash, Rowan Barrett, Sherman Hamilton, up until 2024 and the Paris Olympics. For reasons that maybe we'll get into, I ended up having to go back way into like the 80s and the 90s to kind of explain how that 2000 team was made, because it's pretty fascinating. And so, yeah, it's about the history of Canadian basketball. It's about Team Canada. It's about the grassroots developments and the trailblazers down in the grassroots scene. And then it's about like the players and the backstories of some of Canada's most important players, just kind of putting all that together to figuring out how we got here today.
Yeah, it's a very comprehensive book, having read the manuscript, of just telling the story of not just present day, but really connecting, like you mentioned, just the history of how the Canada basketball program came about, and a lot of ups and downs too. And Oren, I don't think you mentioned this, but like you interviewed a lot of players for this, obviously interviewed a lot of people involved in with Team Canada over the years and stuff. Without spoiling everything, like, is there, anything particular that you might have learned about a specific player, or even about Team Canada as a whole, that was something that you didn't know going in?
Tons of things that I learned that I didn't know going in. I mean, one that I guess I am gonna keep bringing up, but it is to me fascinating that I think it's very telling that I didn't know. Even when I pitched the book, got a book deal, started writing it, I didn't know anything about the history of kind of like racism allegations against Canada basketball in the 1990s. And I think the Canadian media was really doing a disservice to the fans at that time by not telling those stories, because there's just not a ton of literature about that at all. You have to really dig in order to learn anything. And I learned through interviews with players who were around back then and who were pretty open to talk to me on the record about some of those things. So that's the big one for sure, just in terms of like pretty amazing that I pitched this book about the history of Canadian basketball and didn't even know this huge part of it, because I wasn't around back then and people weren't really doing a great job exposing it for a number of reasons. So I would definitely say the history of the racism and how it connects specifically with how that team that brought them to the Olympics in 2000 was built, because that was the first team in Canadian history really that went to an international tournament that was, I guess you could say, like, made up of predominantly black players. Up until then, the history of Canadian teams were white teams. And so it's like no wonder they had a lot of success in the 2000 Olympics. They were finally bringing the country's best.
Yeah, that was the part that was really eye-opening for me as well, because, I think one of the there were so many elements that comes into it, but it's very important to remember that these basketball players, especially the ones that make it to the very top in the NBA, don't just come from nothing. Like, there needs to be programs and plays. Talent needs to be identified from a young age, fostered. They need to have the right development where the coaches are there, and AAU and all these programs. But the way I'm reading this book, I kind of realized that there's like two factions, right? There was like the official faction, which is like Canada basketball, and then there was a lot of like people getting it on their own through setting up literally setting up their own AAU programs in neighborhoods that were not prioritized, were completely overlooked. And there was almost sort of like this, like, you either pick this side or like this other side. And I think that what we're seeing today in the program, and you go into great detail in terms of how this sort of like bridge was eventually mended, is the fact that we actually have both camps working largely in tandem now, right? It's no longer as adversarial as in the past.
Yes.
And I think that goes a long way, not just developing talent, but also making talent available to the national team, because that was always a huge conversation. Why do people not play for Team Canada?
Yes.
This is not just recently in the last decade, even going back 2-3 decades. And I think this actually kind of helped explain why, in a way, for me.
I hope so. Like I should also mention that in the part that what I learned is like it's true. You always hear these rumors. How come Jamal McGlure didn't play? How come Andrew Wiggins didn't play? How come Jamal Murray is playing every once in a while? When you actually learn the history of Canada basketball, you realize that we are not very far removed from these people's parents, these people's uncles, these people's coaches being treated poorly
Mhm.
by the government federation. And so no wonder there isn't a generation of players jumping at the chance to represent Canada. I mean, there's a whole history to it. And often people say, like, in these interviews, you know, the grassroots people who really built this thing up will say, like, the history of Canadian basketball and the growth has been done in spite of rather than
Mhm.
with the help of the government and the corporations who could have funneled a lot of money into it and are now starting to. It's really been done in spite of them. So, like, someone asked me, is this a book about failure or success? And my answer is like, it's a book of success that was done under the nose of Canada basketball for many, many years. And now Canada's having success, and I do want to like give them their credit for turning the program around. But for most of our from the 90s up until now, it's yeah, it's success that was happening in spite of.
Yeah. I mean, look, truthfully, I'm through half the book right now. Like I'm at the point where Canada's about to lose to to Venezuela.
Yo, spoilers, man.
That was one of those. That was genuinely. I was like,
Real ones
I
know.
was gutted at the bar when I saw that happen, man. I was watching. I was so excited. Canada was gonna go all the way.
Yeah.
But so I'm reading, like, I guess because it happens chronologically, your book, right? So I'm reading about the history of it, and some of the earlier times, and some of the stories that really jumped out, little details that I had no idea about, that I wanted to ask you a couple questions. I mean, first off, that 2000 Olympics run, I wasn't around in Canada to see it at the time, but the details you write about in there, where, I mean, we see Sherman Hamilton literally on our televisions every single day for the last 20, 30 years watching Raptors basketball. But the scenes where you're describing where Steve Nash just like breaks down and cries, and Sherman Hamilton breaks down and cries, like, tell me about sort of how much that 2000 run meant, not just to basketball in Canada, but also to the players who actually wore the jersey that year.
Yeah, so back then it was very different because Team Canada, and part of the reason that some of these things are so important to learn about this history, like Team Canada back then was kind of the biggest thing. A lot of players needed it to showcase themselves to pro clubs overseas, or when you're young and up and coming to NCAA teams before the birth of AAU. Like Team Canada was this thing that you really strive towards. And a lot of people have talked about this, like Jay Triano and Leo Rounds. Like, they didn't grow up wanting to get to the NBA. They grew up wanting to play for Team Canada, and the NBA was secondary because it seemed like such a far-flung dream. So when you talk about like people breaking down after losing to France at the Olympics, I think it comes from that just like desire and that passion and everything they gave to it. There was also the difference of back then they would do training camps for months. They would do 3-a-days. They went
Mm,
like way harder to prepare for those tournaments because they had a bit more time, and a lot of the players weren't playing in such high level leagues overseas, so they had more time to be in Canada for camp. So yeah, I think when you talk about that, it's just some of that passion coming out. And a lot of guys like Kelly Olynyk, for example, remembers watching the 2000 Olympics at his aunt's house in BC, watching Steve Nash, a point guard at the time he was a point guard, and like aspiring to one day play for Canada. And you look at a Kelly Olynyk and like how he's shown up every single opportunity. I'm not sure that happens if he didn't watch that team
mhm.
have the success that they had growing up. And that was another thing like that goes under the radar, is like that team beat Yugoslavia, which was like the world
Yeah,
champions,
right.
the year before. And unfortunately, it's remembered for how they lost to France the next game, but that team was a really, really good team that beat some of the best in the world.
Yeah. Um, again, I'm really enjoying the history of it because there's also small details like Jay Triano used, like, was friends with Terry Fox.
That was crazy. Yeah, so
That was
Jay
kind of crazy
Triano,
when I read it. I was like, whoa.
when he got to SFU, Terry Fox was the manager of the basketball team. And then at some point during that
Wow.
season, he lost his leg and obviously stopped doing that job, but started to train for to run across the country. And Jay Triano like told a
Man.
story, I don't think it made the book, but where he would like take the bus up this hill that SFU sits on, and he would see Terry Fox like wheeling his wheelchair up that hill just like to get the exercise.
Man.
So he was basically like, if that doesn't inspire me to like work harder as a basketball player, I don't know what will. And yeah, they had a pretty close friendship and worked out a lot together during those days.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Another legendary story. I mean, I always hear about this from like the older generation because I don't know if it still happens nearly as much. But please tell me about the legendary runs at George Brown.
Yeah, I mean, apparently like they were the best runs in the city, and like a lot of guys who are tangential to like the
Yeah.
Raptors were there, like Paul Jones, for example, was a member of those runs, and Leo
Jonesy can hoop,
Routines.
man. Jonesy legit can hoop. Yeah.
For sure. So I guess what happened was, in the absence of these organized programs, instead what
Mm.
happened was some of the best players in the city, in the area, would come to George Brown a couple times a week and just play, scrimmages, king of the court style scrimmages. But
Mm.
like, yeah, some legendary guys, even Americans would drop by when they were in town, and it would just be this thing that was really important for Canadian basketball, because what happened was the games were such high level, and Americans were coming and being like, "So where do you guys play?" And they would be like, "Oh, I'll go to York. I get 2,000 a year for like a
Mm.
partial scholarship." You know what I mean? And it was like, how are we not getting our best players to like play at a higher level? Well, because we don't actually have like any infrastructure to expose them to America, to show them
Mm.
to NCAA schools. So that was really like fundamental to the birth of AAU in this country, which Ro Russell was really the first founder of. He was a member of those George Brown runs. He used to hoop, and he would be there and be like, how come none of these guys are playing in America? And that was
Mm.
kind of the inspiration that went behind a lot of those people's kids. Like David Joseph was a great baller in Toronto, and his kids, Corey and DeVoe, would sit on the sideline or play on the side hoop at George Brown. And Rowe was able to see like, there's a next generation. It's too late for these guys who are at York, at U of T, whatever. We've
Mm.
kind of squandered their best chances of making it to the NBA. But like the next generation, we
Yeah.
we have to build some sort of infrastructure for them to be able to succeed beyond, Canadian universities.
Yeah, and this is where kind of going back to like the question you were asked elsewhere about, is this book about success or is it about failure? It's like, you know, I think we understand this to some degree as Raptor fans in, let's say, Toronto, for example. Like right now, Raptors are number 3, right? Like the Jays are obviously number 1, but for a very long time, the Raptors were number 2, just to the Leafs, right? And so when they had this idea of coming out with rebranding the team as We the North, like what that taps into. And if you look at the original like promotion for when they dropped We the North, all the messaging is we're outsiders, but we don't care. We're forging our own identity. And it's not just outsiders to the United States, because like that's obviously a big part of it, but it's like outsiders a little bit in your own city, because you're this big deal is number 1 in your heart, but it's not number 1 in terms of how it's reflected towards you. You know, I mean, even me and Alex understand to some degree, like, you know, working at the biggest company at Sportsnet, like they're the focus on just even the day to day of like, you know, regular people walking around. They don't like, everyone talks about the Leafs, everyone talks about the Jays. Like once in a while, they're like, "Oh, that's cute. Your Raptors guys. Like, what do you guys talk about?" It's like there's not that level of interest in this team, so you always feels like a bit of a second class citizen, and that's where to me it's especially damning sometimes when I hear about the early days. Is like, so you're already fighting an uphill battle playing basketball in Canada, but then the organizations themselves weren't necessarily always in support of what could raise the overall profile of the sport. When you're talking about these stories about like Roy Russell setting up his AAU team and stuff like that, that's they're doing it kind of on their own, out of their own merit, out of their own like love for the community, of their own love for the sport. And finally now we can marry all of that together with the infrastructure with corporate support. It's not to say everything in Canada basketball is perfect, but at least we have it in a situation where we have everything together. But I just hope we don't ever forget that lesson, man. I mean, like, if it like that's the essence of being a basketball fan and being a basketball player, I think, in Canada, is the fact that you're a little overlooked and you're not prioritized. And I just hope that going forward, we just always keep that in mind and just try to change and elevate the profile of the sport in general.
Yeah, so I'm working on a piece right now about Quebec basketball because that chapter ended up getting cut from the book. And I'm realizing really that like the government and the corporate, the lack of investment in basketball, a lot of it comes from this idea that hockey is just so ingrained in our culture. And for these for the government and for these corporations, it's very easy for them to imagine like, okay, we put money into hockey, there's going to be a clear output for us, which is like we're building good habits for kids, we are helping people come together in the hockey arena, right? Where multiple generations can bond over their love of the Maple Leafs. And they've failed to see how basketball can actually have an even greater impact in some ways because it it is attractive to, in many ways, a broader section of the Canadian community, including first and second generation immigrants who aren't the biggest hockey fans, who can't access hockey because it costs so much money or whatever it might be. Like, we've talked about the kind of explicit racism that happened. There's also a whole lot of like more subtle stuff going on, right? Where like hockey is a white sport that is kind of attracted to like this white male ideal of what Canada has historically been, rather than, these places actually being imaginative enough to look into the future and be like, what could be the next thing that could like bring people together in this big way. And I think basketball is one of the sports that is doing that now, but these people, a lot of them failed to see how that was coming.
Yeah. I mean, this is a wonderful book. Yeah. I mean, I think this is a whole different conversation that we can get into, but I know for the purpose of selling this book, I mean, first off, like, everyone should go get this book. I think if you're a basketball fan in Canada, this is like a must read. Just as, right, it's right there with Prehistoric, which is also in stores now.
No,
but
this
it's
is great,
above
man.
We the
And-
Champs. Okay, it's above
and
We the
people,
Champs.
Oh, nice.
people got to know, like, especially around holidays too. I know people, books are a great gift idea. So even, if you purchase one for yourself, maybe Shorty wants to get on that intellectual tip and learn about, the golden generation.
Shorties want to read about the golden generation. What are you
You know,
talking about, man?
Shorty want to know about Ro Russell, bro.
Shorties want to know that Mitchell Wiggins, who's the father of Andrew Wiggins, is from the same hometown of 20,000 people as Brandon Ingram and Jerry Stackhouse. It's kind of incredible, man.
Yeah.
No, we've been getting into like some of the more general big themes, but in order to sell the book, I should say, like, I talked to Shea, I talked to Jamal Murray, I talked to Andrew Nemhard, Andrew Wiggins, like all these guys.
Leave this for your CBC interviews, okay? This is us, okay?
yeah,
We're
yeah,
talking
like,
a different conversation.
I do get into their backstories and report, I think, a lot of things that haven't been out there before, which is hard because these guys are very well covered at this point in their careers. But I tried to really dig into, especially like their Canadian careers, what happened before they went to the NCAA and the NBA, and like who actually like raised them in their communities, and whether it's like their high school coaches or their parents or things like that. I think for people who are just like NBA fans who listen to this podcast, I think they'll learn a lot about like the Canadians who are in the NBA right now and how they got there and all that stuff as well. Yeah.
No, it's great, and I see chat talking about it too. Like, it's a great book cover too, man. Who did the illustration for you? For this?
Yeah, no, for sure. Shout out to my boy Moya. Went to middle school and high school, and now he's a very successful illustrator. But we came together on this and like definitely had a lot of input. But he painted all this, so this is like
it's incredible.
And then if you look at the back, I really like it because like you obviously see the Canadian flag, and then the back you have kind of like these figures representing the past generation holding up the flag. Because that's who the golden generation sits on, and that's kind of, I think, the whole theme of the book is how each generation builds off the last and gains knowledge and gains experience to be put in a better position to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, I bought books for less reasons than just a beautiful cover. So like, if you're not on that intellectual tip, just buy it, put it on shelf, look good for when Shorty comes over too, man.
Like that. You see
Yo,
that?
Shorty wants to look at a great book cover too, man.
If Shorty wants to look at the cover, if Shorty wants to, get on that
Look
Russell
inside
tip,
the cover.
yeah, whatever, man. Just
If
wanna
Shorty
read
wants
a-
to recreate the LeBron memes by reading one page.
If
By the way, if you
Shorty's
read one page,
illiterate, that's fine, man.
that's
fine.
okay. She can learn
That's
how to
okay.
read through. She can learn if she's ESL. She can learn English through this book.
yeah.
Also, very beautiful forward, by the way, for my parents, Harvey, and
Oh.
Ariella, man. That's
yeah,
beautiful,
just,
dog.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Beautiful, man.
Was there
Yeah, they
anybody
like
else
that.
in contention, or was it the parents? Like, you knew it was gonna be the parents right away.
My brother did say there was three of us.
Oh, yeah, you do have
there
a
was,
brother.
There was
And your
three
sister.
people in a household growing up besides you, and only two of them got the
Someone, forwards
dedication.
Forwards
so,
are like wedding invites, man. Somebody gotta get cut off, man.
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
told
what did
my
you put in your book, Alex? Hold on.
I told my
think-
brother my parents are getting old, so he could get the next one.
Yeah, I think
Is
first
it for
one was-
Henry and Owen?
cover story was for my parents, and then prehistoric was for my nephews. Yeah, my sister. I don't
beautiful,
think my
bro.
sister had a gripe for that. Yeah, I don't think. I mean,
I don't want to
She's
get
easier.
into your family dynamics, dog.
Easier than my brother.
You guys are in a good place, okay? All right. Tony and Janice are getting along right now. It's okay.
Tony and Janice is crazy, man. I'll
Hey,
never
by the way-
forget. I'll never forget on Sportsnet one time live when you just like talked about my parents as if they were divorced.
Yeah, they're
And
not.
my mom's like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Oh yeah, I forgot she watches. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yo, no wonder she gave you death glares. Meanwhile,
No,
your
no.
pops was mad cool. Actually, as someone who watched the physical toll and emotional toll that it took on Alex to write his book,
Yeah.
can I check in with you as a friend? Like, how are you emotionally after? How many interviews did you do for this book, for example? Just to give people an idea.
About 100 interviews.
Yeah.
Honestly, half the battle is chasing people down to get, especially NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I followed up with some people for months before I got them on the phone. Steve Nash was my last interview. He took a while to get back to me, but I was very happy to get him like right before
Yeah,
the
of course.
manuscript was done. So it definitely took a toll. I will say that I saw what Alex went through. I saw what a lot of authors went through, and I kind of went into knowing that like it was gonna be a tough thing for me. It makes it sound like I went to war, but men used to go to war. But yeah, so as soon as I finished the book, I took a trip,
dog.
and that was very important. Like
Yeah,
as
this
soon
guy
as
was
I
in-
finished the book. Oh, I was out of here. I left my apartment, like I dropped the lease on the apartment, and I took off.
This guy legit told his landlord to fuck off.
My publisher was like, "So where are you now?" No, I was like, it was fine. But
You're
yeah,
like, yo,
after I
Amalfi-
finished,
Were
that-
you in the Amalfi Coast like for like 3 weeks? Like,
People need
all
to-
I saw was Oren Weisfeld on a rock, like on a craggly rock beside like
Yeah.
turquoise water. Like, it was beautiful. I was happy for
I
you,
mean-
but I'm like, are you okay, dog?
people realize like once you finish the final edition of your book, it still takes a couple months before they actually print it. So like you have a little bit of time baked in there before it comes out and you start promoting it and stuff. So I was on the Amalfi Coast. I went to Italy for the first time. It was sick. I had a good time. So that was great for my mental health. Now I'm starting to promote the book. I'm back in the gutter, but I'll come out. I'll come out again.
No, it's always
That's
nerve
fire,
wracking
man.
when like the book comes out because like your all that work that you put in now gets perceived.
Yeah.
Like and you've been holding on to it as your own for so long. I just I just want to read a quick excerpt here from page 262 in the acknowledgements.
okay.
It says Alex. A shout out to me here, Alex. You have answered every question of mine since I cold called you many years ago. And your guidance in getting this project off the ground was invaluable. I thought that was a great excerpt from your book. Yeah.
That's some of my best writing. No, it's true. I
I don't remember you cold calling me.
a big thanks. I didn't call you, but I emailed you, which people call cold calling. And I emailed you many years ago, and I said like I'm a fan of the show. Can you help me be a good freelance writer? And you were like, yo, here's some past examples of people who I've sent emails to in response. You were like, yeah, I've got this email before. So like, here's some examples of pitches. And we kept up a dialogue ever since. And honestly, like when I had the idea to pitch a book, I did believe in the book. I thought it was a good idea, but I had no idea how to like go to publishers. I don't have an agent. I don't know what I'm doing. So Alex was very helpful in teaching me how to create a pitch, he put me in contact with a lot of people, a lot of publishers, and so I'm very appreciative of you, man, for helping this book get off the ground.
Alex is great, man. Alex
Yeah.
is
Yo,
great.
streets don't even know how many young journalists Alex has helped, man.
Exactly.
Not just the successful ones, but the failed ones.
Fail once. Yo, you win
No.
some, you lose some, man. Shout out to Asian girls. Let the lights dim some, man.
No, he's an equal opportunity helper. Seriously, if you're a young media student, reach out to any of the three of us.
Reach out to
but
me
reach
even if
Alex
you
in
suck,
particular,
man. Like, oh, I got a minute.
And you help guys who suck. It's okay, man.
No,
Seriously, it happens.
but
No, it's true, and it sets a very important precedent though, because
what
those
I'm saying.
people
You're not
like
clout chasing on
myself,
people.
if I get an email now from like a young journalist, I will always respond. And I think part
Absolutely.
of that is, you know,
Same.
the people like
yo,
Alex
you gotta
who
you gotta
responded to me.
you gotta pass it on. But no, seriously, like
Yeah.
I know there's been a lot of people like covering Canada basketball forever. You know, like North Pole hoops. I'm sure you guys named so many, but it's really cool to see like a new generation of like you. With this book, all the writing that
Liban.
you've done, and you'll still be doing, Liban with his podcasts and what he's doing. And it's cool now just even learning from like Liban's podcast, like Canadians who are not even doing it just at the player level, like at the agent level, like at all these different
Coaches.
levels now. Yeah, like it's super cool. Shouts to Wes Brown, shouts to Mondays. It is really cool. I think it's important. Like people tap into the Olympics similar to like how everyone taps into like the World Cup and stuff. But there's like a lot of stuff happening within Canada basketball that, stories that need to be told, whether it's like, historic, like from the past or even present and for the future and stuff. So I think this book is very important, and I think everybody should pick it up.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I think a lot of people will get a ton out of it, and if it's not for you, it's a good holiday gift as well. It's holiday
It's
right
for
around the
Shorty.
corner.
Yeah.
If it's not for you, it's for Shorty, bro.
It's for Shorty,
this in a
or
stocking
it could be
stuffer.
for your uncle. It could be for your
Yeah.
nephew. You know, honestly, on a serious note, like I really do want like the younger generation to read it. I know people don't really read books anymore at that age group, but like for the ones that do, I think it's important just to like learn, if you're a basketball player coming up, like whose shoulders am I standing on? Like, how do we get here? Like, I think that's super important. And I think in Canada, it's not something we do very well, not just in basketball, in general, when it comes to like our history. I don't think people know a lot of it that well. So, yeah.
This is why I respect the two of you guys so much, because Alex and his love of the Raptors, like, yes, he wrote a very successful book and he probably made a lot of money off the book. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but but ultimately
Wrong.
he's wrong. Actually, books don't make money. Sorry, Oren. Surprise, but
I told Oren that. That was the first thing I told Oren.
it's the ultimate labor. This is like the ultimate labor of love, is that you go through 100 interviews. Obviously, some of them you're more than happy to transcribe. Oh, I got to interview Shea. I'm going to transcribe Shea. But are you going to be as enthusiastic to transcribe some assistant coach from back in the day that had a big
Hey,
deal
when
that you didn't know
when
about?
Jonesy
know?
talks to you for 4 hours, you gotta sit back for another 4 hours after and transcribe that.
That's a whole book unto itself. So my point is, like, the effort and
AI.
the love to chase this down, the fact that you're so alone, and when you're a writer too, of like, it's just you versus an empty page and a story that needs to be told in the right way, and it's you versus your integrity and like how much you work for this. Like, the fact that we get a book like this is a labor of love from Oren. The fact that we get a book from Alex like that is a labor of love. And it doesn't happen unless these people truly want to tell the story and truly love the Raptors or truly love Canada basketball. This is why you got to get it, because you got to support people who do this type of work, man.
Yeah, my nephews are gonna be expecting some, like, I don't know, man, like golden Pokemon cards. This is what they're getting for Christmas.
Oh, that's right. Yo, the
No more
nephews, yo,
Nintendo
nephews need
Switch, man.
You gotta
Go
read a whole book.
That's
No,
right.
I appreciate it. I think like that's one thing I came to realize. You always hear authors say, like, this is real inside baseball now, but you always hear authors say like, man, don't ever do it. It's so hard, you know? And I was always like, why though? Like if you break it down, it's like each chapter is like a long form. I can write a long form, right, for like a freelance piece. So that should just take me the amount of time it takes me to write like 20 of those or whatever. I think what I came to realize is like that labor of love piece is so underrated, because you put so much pressure on yourself to like make it perfect. Like if you're like the way I'm wired and the way I'm sure Alex is wired is like I'm a bit of a perfectionist and like I want to make sure it's like as good as it can possibly be before I put it out into the world. And so I'm putting all this pressure on myself just to make it to chase down these assistant coaches from the 90s, you know, to do all these things like you don't actually have to do to write a book, but you have to do to write like the book the way you see it coming out and like the best way possible. And so I think that's what
That's why I respect
did it,
like,
bro.
you know, that's why I respect this like Golden Generation. Just think about your favorite like basketball books. Like I really enjoy Chris Herring's like New York Knicks book, Blood in the Garden. That was one of my favorites recently. And it's like, listen, man, like it is what it is. Like some authors will put up books and they'll just half-ass it. And then other people will really want to tell the full story, and that's exactly what you're talking about. It's like, why do something that you're so passionate about the story that you want to tell and not go all the way with it, right? Like you're still gonna get the same paycheck or non-paycheck at the end of the day, but it's like it comes from how you want to tell this story. And it's like I always say, like, not to like romanticize like writing and stuff, but it's like you have a responsibility when you're an author and when you're telling a story, because you are leaving a story behind here that people are going to read in like 5, 10, 20, 25 years, and like in the years long after you're gone. And I think that stuff is really important.
Yeah. Damn, bro. But you
All right,
did it, though.
man.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, Golden
Super proud of you, bro.
Generation.
Thanks,
Oren,
guys.
get out of here. We're going to do some promo for our friends and talk about other stuff. So that's enough time for you today.
All
Love
right,
you, dog.
appreciate it. Love you guys, and I'll
See you at the book launch, November 2nd?
Yeah, can
Exactly.
you, Oren, can you text me the Poeltl, I think, invite link so I can put it in
for
the
sure.
podcast description?
For sure. And
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
Let's
excited.
bring,
I'm
let's
excited
bring
that.
Hello out there, man. Let's get
Like-
the fans out there.
Like, yeah, it takes so long to get this book out, and I'm finally excited for people to just read it, to celebrate Canadian basketball at the book launch, and to meet some people maybe who have a shared interest and all that stuff. So so I'll send you that link. And,
Yeah, 12 to 4 p.m.
Yo.
Youthful Vengeance this Sunday. Come out.
yeah,
That's right.
I'm just gonna drop it in the chat. All right, guys, thanks so much. Take care.
Okay, take care, man.
Okay, peace.
No.
Man.
Proud of our guy, man. Look
No,
how far
it's-
Oren's come, man. Look at our sons, man.
No, it's
Oren,
really cool. It's
Liban.
yeah, no, it's really cool.
Technically Vivek
seeing-
as well.
Nah, come on, man. Vivek's an equal. I mean, he mixed up Joel Santana and Swiss Beats the other day, but you know who has it?
Only one of them was married to Alicia Keys.
No, he's like, isn't Alicia Keys married to Joel Santana? I'm like, first of all, how do you know a secondary member of Dipset? That's kind of crazy, man. Like, Joel's
do
isn't
you
that
mean?
mainstream. Yeah.
Joel's got a sick name, and he got a couple of hits back then.
Yeah, my favorite trivia always is Joel's real name is LaRon James.
LeBron James.
He's the almost king, man. Yeah, what else? We're going to do Jay's Talk real quick in a sec, but first want to shout out our friend Craig Wong at Patois. Actually, my
Absolutely.
bad. Craig Wong of MasterChef Canada.
Oh, the Fusion
and-
King.
Yeah,
I've seen him at my local
Fusion-
bus stop.
Yeah, the
Literally, like
Fusion
when I
King.
leave my house, I see Craig's face.
No
grinning
one
at
has
me.
no one's got a bigger head than Will, except for Craig Wong. You have seen him on your local bus stops, you know, Queen and Shaw, Queen and Palmerston. But yes, he's doing a Patois and Craig are doing a collab with Fresh Prep meal prep company, and we had a chance to sample what they're working on. So basically, for the next 7 weeks, starting October 29th, there's 3 different meal kits that Craig Wong worked with Fresh Prep that you can get at freshprep.ca. And we had a chance to sample all of these. The first one, the juicy jerk
Yeah, it was
chicken
delicious, man.
with Caribbean vegetable chow mein, and then the jerk vegetable stir fry with Caribbean chow mein noodles, and then the spicy Jamaican steak, which low-key was my favorite, with
Oh, yeah?
kimchi coleslaw and mac and cheese. We had a chance to sample all that, and yeah, easy to make. I think it's like 30-minute process. Freshprep.ca. Make sure you check it out. It's available in Ontario, British Columbia, Alberta, and Quebec. Yeah.
Can I show you guys some pictures of the food and also of Craig Wong cooking the food?
Of course,
that all right?
man. We love
Okay,
that.
so here's Craig preparing the food.
Yeah. At the famed Hardo Studios.
You get the right amounts of food. It's really economical. You're not stuck with like 3/4 of a bunch of dill.
Yeah, this was actually what I really liked about the Fresh Prep presentation, because like the meal kit, it just comes in that little tackle box. It has little portions inside. It keeps everything really fresh, and then you're not just wasting like a whole bunch of like plastic bags, like unzipping, tossing it in. I feel like with other food prep meal delivery services I've had, like it's kind of feels like making instant noodles, but on a grander scale. You know, like you're unzipping a sauce pack and you're putting it in, and you know, like this was actually like super clean, and then the recipe itself tasted great because again. Obviously, we can't show you how it tastes, but just look at how it looks, man. I mean, this is the steak that you mentioned. That was beautiful to see. The jerk chicken was fantastic. I actually never had this because obviously we're friends with Craig and Ivy at Patois and Lena. Shouts to the whole staff. But like we've had a lot of their food, and I've definitely had their juicy jerk many times. But the juicy jerk with the chow mein underneath was incredible, man. Yeah, this is probably a closer look at it. Like again, like the fact that you can make this at home for yourself is kind of incredible because Patois is already a top tier like location in Toronto to go for food, and the fact that you could skip having Craig come over to you and make jokes inappropriately and make this at home.
Yeah, no,
Just kidding. Shouts to Craig and Ivy, man. Have a good time, guys.
It's incredible. So freshprep.ca again. You can bring. You can say that you got Patois at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chat's
straight
like,
to
wait,
asking actually.
Does Alex cook at home? Listen, man. Will's the cooker. I'm the eater. Okay, that did not come out right. Will cooks.
What?
I like to eat. Rephrase. Rephrase.
Catching, not pitching, man.
Yo, they call me Shohei Ohtani out here, man.
He said I'm Alejandro Kirk.
Yo. Oh my God. Yes. No, we're actually in talks with Craig because Craig's like I think 7-year-old son like knows more about cooking than me. So we might do a little Alex versus one of Craig's kids in a cooking contest, and maybe we'll turn it into a hello welcome situation. People can come out. Maybe we'll do like some kind of event.
Oh, you could feed the streets. I kind of like that.
So
actually.
what I'm thinking is like Craig will be like the assistant, like with his son, and you can be my assistant. Like you're gonna help me on my side to support me.
That's easy, man.
Yeah, and then we'll have judges. You know what that means? Like you'll end up doing everything. Yeah.
I've done a show with you for years. Newsflash.
Yeah, please answer the last 7 emails we've been sent by brands.
Don't worry,
don't you have 8 ACAST reads you need to get to today?
They're already done. I did it yesterday, man.
Yeah. All right, Jay's Corner.
I was working all day yesterday. Let's go.
Freshprep.ca. Jay's Corner. I mean, did you think the Jays weren't going to bounce back yesterday? Like, come on. I was expecting a bounce back after that 18-inning game. Like, I was not down. Like, I was down about the game, of course, like, whatever, 18 innings. But I knew they would bounce back yesterday.
Well, hold on. Can we showcase this new logo we got, bro?
Oh,
Look at the top of the screen. Look how beautiful this logo is. Jerome, just overlay it over our faces as we talk about this. They don't need to see us. They need to see this beautiful logo.
Oh, man.
The number one thing with the Jays all year is that they come back. So what if they're down 2-1 in the series? So what if they played 18 innings and lost?
Down 3-1 in Game 7 against Seattle. Bam.
We were down exactly. We were down like what?
Lose the first 2 at home. Lose the first 2 at home. Bam. Come back 2-2. Brandon Little blows it in 3-2 for Seattle. Doesn't matter. Yankees
we let him blow it in Game 3.
Yankees get a win. That doesn't count as a blow. Like it was 18 innings. It was 18 innings.
Yeah.
But shouts to Eric Lauer too. Of course, like this man did a little tour of Korea. Pitched in Korea and then came here and has been an unsung hero. Yeah, this Jays team, man. Like remember the last week of the regular season, they needed to sweep the Rays to hold off the Yankees for the AL East. Boom, did it. Like every time. You count them out, bro. And I think they have the record now for postseason come from behind home runs of all time, which is like incredible. And I saw stat comparisons today. Like Vladdy is basically 2002 Barry Bonds, which is insane. Because
I don't think anyone has gone. Yeah, that was the stat that I think Ken Reed actually dropped. I mean, this is how you know I'm deep in the Jays because I'm actually
Whoa,
watching the
this guy
post-game
watching
coverage.
Osmac and Reed.
Yeah, man. Oh man, no, but he dropped a stat that like through the X amount of games that like I think it's 17 that Vladdy has played in this postseason, only one person has gone on base more over a 17 game stretch, and it was Barry Bonds in 2002. Like,
Yeah.
that's the. I honestly I was sitting there. So I mean, first off, thanks to you for giving me tickets to the watch party yesterday. So I took my good friend Josh Hart to go watch the game. We were at the World Series, just not at the World Series. But you know what I mean. It was still really cool to be in an empty arena for that.
I'm gonna need $30 because I'm gonna have to spend a lot of money here for Game 6 coming up. So hit that EMT,
you know what?
baby.
You know what? I got you, bro. You know what? Whatever you need, man, I got you. But
Whoever didn't pay a Yun Tong on Sunday, pay up.
who didn't pay it, man?
I paid the whole thing.
I gave you cash. I had to leave for the Avs game.
No, it's fine.
Anyway.
I told everyone. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm watching it there, and you know, after Vladdy hits that 2-run home run off Shohei, which is like a classic moment, man. Like,
Yo, Vladdy
you
can
have
hit a home run off Shohei, but Shohei could never hit a home run off Vladdy, man.
There you go. Who's the best player in the
Fact
league now?
check that. E-pay,
No, I mean,
free pay.
At one point, you had Buck Martinez on the broadcast talking about how he's like, this is the greatest matchup in sports right here, and I was like, whoa! But then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, maybe not in all of sports, because I don't know. I feel like, you know, like Messi versus Ronaldo will be pretty huge, or
I
like
knew
you know,
you were
like,
gonna say that one.
or like Nadal versus Federer was, you know, maybe a
Yeah.
little bigger than this. However, I will
India
have to
versus
say,
Pakistan cricket.
yeah, there you go. If I had to say and ask you this though, is Vladdy the best Toronto superstar we've had in our lifetime?
Ooh. Oh, that's tough, man. If he wins this World Series, then like without a doubt.
Yeah,
But it's
no,
like-
he's above Kawhi for me if he wins this World Series.
Can I slide Kawhi in there even though it was just 1 year?
But here's the thing: when we look back on it, I'm gonna see 10 times as many Vladdy jerseys, maybe
Yes.
100 times more Vladdy jerseys than
You know what?
than Kawhi
That's
jerseys.
a great point because I haven't seen a Kawhi jersey in Toronto. Like
We didn't have time to buy one. It was in and out.
There's way more Kyle jerseys and DeMar jerseys.
Yeah,
Then there's
and listen,
Kawhi.
I love Kyle, but Vladdy
Yeah.
already above Kyle for me already, just based on what he's done as,
Yeah,
as a
and
Toronto sports fan.
I think it's the story too, right? Like this guy grew up in Montreal. Like
Mm-hmm.
his dad played for the Expos. I
Yep.
think the love of the city, like, you know, he's like fuck the Yankees, like he
Mm-hmm.
loves the Jays. Like I think that plays a huge part into it. And of
Yeah.
course, just
Bro,
the
this guy said no to the
performance.
Yankees. Kawhi couldn't even say no to the Clippers.
Yeah, damn man. No, we can't. Let's not ruin Jay's corner by bringing that criminal into it allegedly. But yes, no, Vladdy's up there, and it's insane, man. Think about the start of the season. This man was unsigned. This man showed up to what do they call it in spring training? He showed up to spring training, and he was like sad because like they didn't get a deal done by the deadline. Like he's like, I want to finish my career here, but Mark Shapiro's like nickel and diming me for like, you know, a couple million. They finally get it done. I cannot believe they're in the World Series. And like Chris Bassett was talking about after the game last night how like this is the closest team he's ever been on. And you've heard this like all season. And like whatever, man. Like chemistry,
Dude, but
camaraderie,
who's-
you can say that shit, but like, you know, like
Who's
Darko
done more for the
can-
leadership of this team than Vladdy? Every
Yeah.
time something happens for the Jays, whether it's a comeback, whether it's like the start of a comeback, whether it's
Yeah.
something good,
Yo,
it's
the
always Vladdy.
The defense, the intensity, just the way he
way he
runs the
slides in the
bases.
home?
Yeah,
Like, it's-
everything.
what the hell?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. And like without Springer yesterday, like after 18 innings, like I said, they needed legacy games from Bieber and Guerrero, and they got them. Like Guerrero, you know, hit the home run. Bieber was incredible. Bassett's now like Mariano Rivera, apparently. Like this guy's just coming
Yeah.
out and just shutting down. And yeah, it's coming back to Toronto. We need to get tonight, though. We need to get tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to see that demon Yamamoto down 3-2, man. Because
yo,
Yamamoto's
this-
slated for Game 6. Yeah.
Yeah, listen. I mean, we'll talk about Japanese pitchers in this series in a little bit, but I think I don't want to get off this point because again, especially as someone who's not like living and dying by the team on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis, but obviously
Yeah.
are tapped in right now. what I see from Vladdy from like an outsider's perspective is
Yeah.
so impressive to me. This is the biggest point I feel like in sports. Vladdy gives us hope even when we're down.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no, I
that's the type of confidence that I don't have when I tap into, like, I'm not, oh my God, Austin Matthews is out there, he got us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Mitch Marner's out there, we got us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, William Nylander's out there, we got us.
Yeah.
I watched Matt Sundin back in the day. I actually felt a little bit of that when I used to watch Matt Sundin, right? But I knew that obviously he was older. I mean, I started watching the Leafs in like 2002 type.
Yeah.
So, but, and I felt that with Kyle to some degree, and then I felt that with Kawhi to a huge degree. What I feel for Vladdy right now, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's the don't worry, I got us. Like, he got us, man.
No, talent for talent.
This is incredible what he's doing.
I think only Kawhi, for our generation, only Kawhi could be in that conversation.
For
if you're
talent,
talking
for
about
sure.
like if you're talking about like all-time Toronto athletes, and I think Vladdy clears it just because of everything. Like he represents this city in a way that these other athletes don't. Like Austin Matthews doesn't.
It's
have
one
that
of his
story.
3 stock answers when he answers post-game questions.
Yeah.
Number
yeah,
one,
yeah.
I'm going to give the glory to God. Number 2, I did it for the city. And number 3, we got to win the next game. That's it.
no.
Every Vladdy interviews those 3 answers.
No, Hazel.
And number
May's
4
like,
is the secret. Number 4 is the Yankees lose, but whatever.
Yeah. Hazel May's like, yo, how's George Springer's oblique? We're a good team, man. We're gonna get the win tomorrow. Yeah, like it doesn't
like, I
matter.
love
It
that.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter
I
what
love
question is asked.
We did it for the city, man.
Yeah. We love the fans, man. Fans, game
Yeah.
6, come out, man. Pay $3,000. I'll see you.
Yeah, but I would pay 3. I mean, I don't know if I would pay 3,000, but like I would. This is the first athlete in Toronto I
Literally,
paid
don't
4
write
figures
checks
for.
you can't cash.
I'd pay $1,000 to see Vladdy, man.
Okay,
Like
well,
he's that
you need to
inspirational.
put 2 more on that. Man. Mark Savell actually sent me a $90,000 executive suite. But yo, hold on. It fits 20 people, so it's $4,500 per person. It's not that bad for a game 7 potential.
That's 2 months rent, doggy.
There's only one renter on this stream right now. Yeah.
Mark Savell listening to this like, oh, y'all rent?
Yo, money ain't got no owners, only spenders.
No,
anyways,
but seriously though, this is incredible. Like honestly, for my lifetime in Toronto, like Kawhi obviously, but Kawhi chose to leave, man. This is like the legacy Kawhi could have had in Toronto if he just stayed.
No,
what
Jays
Vladdy's
need to,
doing right now.
The
So.
Jays need to finish the story here. Shouts to Cody. Rhodes.
Absolutely,
Like,
we're not done. 2
like
more.
such a special season, and like it's crazy that Vladdy's having this incredible run, but like literally everyone else is contributing. Like Andres
man.
Jimenez got the clutch gene, man. Like I've seen it.
He's the
He's
best
come up
250 hitter you've
huge.
ever seen. Yeah.
We're not even here if he doesn't hit those 2-run bombs in Seattle.
Who's expecting freaking Andres Jimenez to be hitting home runs? Didn't he get put intentionally on base last night?
Yeah,
Did they intentionally walk?
No, I think they walked him
I mean,
during
it was
that 18.
tactically.
No, they walked him during that 18-inning game because Schneider mangled the whole lineup going into
Okay.
extras.
I don't even care about that. My point is, there's no universe where Andres Jimenez gets intentionally walked in the World Series until this one, man.
I think John Schneider gets too much heat, but I'm also like, damn,
Absolutely.
man, you really had IKF batting cleanup after Vladdy for 9 innings and extras. That's a rally killer. No, but Savage tonight. Listen, man,
Yeah.
like the
a
Jays have
team of
gone to
destiny.
the Jays have gone to every great pitcher in this playoff run, Yamamoto excluded, and they're gonna see Yamamoto a second time, and I think it's gonna be different. And you
Yep.
know what? Yo, we got Gosman too, man. Gosman was beasting until those.
Can we
2
give
home
Gosman
runs.
more than 2 runs ever?
Seriously,
Please.
man.
All this guy does is give you like 17 straight outs, and the Jays give him 17 straight outs in return. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, come on, man. But no, tonight. I mean, I'm not gonna say tonight's a must-win, but if we can go up 3-2, get 2 shots at home, like, come on, man, let's do it. Let's do it.
All the Jays and John Schneider call him Andres Jimenez Himmy. Yeah, Himmy's sick, man.
Yeah,
He's we got Himmy, we got IKF. I still don't understand if this player's a good player or a bad player, but somehow he's contributing to winning. He's like our Patrick McCaw, basically.
Yeah, but he's like 0 for 13 in this series, man.
But they're all lineouts. They're somehow like all bullets, but like
He's
they just go straight to an outfielder.
He's literally only playing because Bo can't play the field.
Oh, also Bo. My goodness, man.
Yo,
I mean,
you know the meme of like, yo, this guy just fucks. Like, this guy just hits, man.
Yeah,
like, you
yeah,
can
no,
put him
it's-
anywhere and he'll hit 400.
dude, he hit like a something to like the wall yesterday.
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
only
deep
got to
single.
first base.
Deep
Yeah,
single.
but it doesn't matter, man. What he's doing right now, between the fact that
Yeah.
Springer's been banged up, he's banged up. I mean, I saw Ernie Clement. We know Ernie Clement's broken his hand, right? Like he's been
Yes.
playing with this like fractured hand for
Yes.
months. Do you see him sliding into first base yesterday to beat out the
Yeah,
infield
man.
single, up
Yo,
6-1 with the
bare
broken hand?
Yeah, bare hand, man. Bare
What
hand.
are
He
we
beat it
like?
out.
Exactly, and he beat it out, and it was only because of his hustle. And by the way, they were up 6-1 by the time he was doing this.
Dog,
you know,
this
like
is- yeah,
the
this is the
sacrifices we
best
see from
team.
this team. Oh
Yeah,
my god, man.
because they also are in every game. Like
Yeah.
they're like it doesn't matter if they're trailing early. You always have the
Mm-hmm.
feeling that they're gonna at least make it a game. They've given up the first run in 9 out of the last 10 of these postseason games, but it doesn't feel that way. Because
we like
when
it
they're
like
down,
that.
yeah.
We like going down early so we can
Yeah.
come back.
No, when they're down 1-0, like or 2-0, whatever, I'm like, okay, we're good. Like it's
Yeah.
early, like we're gonna be okay.
Yeah,
No, I love this team, man, and I think
yeah,
just such a. I just don't want them to be like the Indiana Pacers, like, oh, what a great team that finished second, you know?
sure.
Like we
Sure.
need to win this. I don't want
We
no
do need to
second
win
place. I don't want no second place. We're in a great spot right now, man.
Yeah, we're 2-2. We got to win 2 of the 3, and we got 2 of the 3 at home. I mean, honestly, even just being in an empty building where we're all just like turning sideways to look at the big screen.
Yeah.
We have people buying 500 level tickets just to go look at the big screen. And honestly, I have to say this as somebody who has gone to a lot of premium sporting events.
Yeah,
The deeper you get in the playoffs, the richer the crowd gets because it's like genuinely expensive to get
of
in,
course.
right? It was actually really cool going down to the watch party yesterday, and you could tell me the same because you went to the one in Game 3.
Yeah,
The fact that you see kids in the building,
yeah, man.
the fact that I took the up train to get in, like
Mm-hmm.
the people I saw on the train, you know what I mean? These are people that, you know, it's all of Toronto was in the building. It wasn't just like the ultra riches in the building watching the games. This is like real fans, and I'm talking about like from different generations because the amount of people I saw come on from like Weston Go with like the Toronto Old Blue Jays hat, the Vernon Wells Blue Jays hat, the you know the signifier for crime Blue Jays hat, like the black Nike Air Forces
the
of Blue Jays
slinging
hats.
assorted Toronto lingo hat.
That's what I'm saying. Like everybody was in the building. I'm like, this is beautiful, man. This was like if you took Jurassic Park but put it into Scotiabank Arena during when the games were not there in Golden State. Like that was actually super cool to go down there. They were giving away free popcorn. It was cheap to go. It was like only $15, right? As he's talking, I owe you $30 from going, and we were sitting in the 100s. Like
No, but this is the
that
thing.
was
It's like
it was a beautiful crowd, man. I
those
was so
kids-
happy to be in there.
those kids can't get into a regular like playoff game. Like for them
That's
to
what
be
I'm
able
saying.
to go
Yeah,
down
yeah.
to that stadium and
Yeah.
they'll always have that memory. It reminds me a little bit of like when the Raptors were playing at the Skydome at the very start of their like existence. Like you're able to like get $5 tickets, like be able to say you watched an NBA game. Everyone's gonna be able to have those memories, even just as a watch party. I got people hitting me up today being like, yo, do you have any extra watch party tickets? Because I think
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
seen like the crowd and like all the excitement
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff, and they just like want to be a part of it, you know? And I think
Yeah.
no, it's incredible, man. Like it's just cool walking around the city, you know, just
Yeah,
little head
you
nods to
went for a
people with
walk
Jays
yesterday
hats.
just to see the post game like energy.
yeah.
And the
I
game
mean,
wasn't
no-
even here in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, no docs. Like I'm like walking close distance to like the Rogers Center, and I just when
Mm-hmm.
the game ended, I just wanted to pop out and just see some fans. Like I just
Yeah,
wanted
well, you
to
wanted to see me in
fans.
particular, but I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
catching
yeah,
the up
but
train
you-
home.
yeah.
I'm
You
the
had to
only
go-
man who lives in a city and commutes by up train.
You're like, I have to go home and pay rent, and my scooter's at DuPont right now.
It was. I hate that it was, but it was.
No, but it's great, man. Like everybody
Yeah.
just should just enjoy the next like 3-4 days. Like
Yeah.
this is what you live for, man. 2
man.
games, 2 wins from the World Series. Like I'm so excited and nervous like every day. My life has revolved around
perfect.
the Jays for the last month, and I love it.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Yeah.
I love it. And Hello and Welcome's gonna cover the Blue Jays next year. Yeah.
Well, look
official
at this
announcement.
logo that we got, man. We got Raptor
Yeah.
on one side and Blue Jays on the other
No,
side. I
no,
like
we're
this.
gonna do some Jay stuff, man. I feel like
Oh,
I
this
feel
is
like-
so sexy, man. I'm sorry. This
It's
actually
so
should be
good.
our main logo. Like,
it's
what?
so good.
Damn.
It's
Oof.
honestly so good.
By the way, we kept referencing this, so I actually finally went back and clipped it out because we kept talking about Shohei Mitsuhara, who was like the translator for Shohei and a longtime friend of
Oh,
Shohei's
Ippei,
as
you're
well.
talking
Will, I
So
did
you-
add them in for you. Like they're
Oh,
actually in the
okay.
sound drops for you as well. Like we
Okay,
have
cool.
Shohei Ohtani.
on the line with us right now.
That's what he called into the bank.
But I do have the full clips for you if you want to tee them off, and you can listen through if you like to do that.
Can we listen through the first full clip where? Here, I'll add it to the site. Hold on.
Oh, it's here.
Okay.
This is Ipe calling the bank.
Thank you for calling. For all this call may be monitored and recorded. Who am I speaking with? Shohei Ohtani.
I'm sorry, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Shohei that his best friend stole millions from him and got him caught up in a gambling scandal. Like it genuinely, like if Alex stole a bunch of money to gamble, which like 10% possibility, but like.
You've
And
offered.
Alex is trying to get his Game 6 tickets. Like, just be aware of what bank recordings we might come
By the
across.
way, if anyone wants to offer me tickets, I'm only looking for solo. I'm willing to pay. Hit me up. But
Yes.
When I heard
likewise.
Alex introduce the show, like started off, I was like, he could impersonate Will on a call, I suppose.
hey, this is TD Bank, TD Easy Web. Who's this calling? Will Lou.
Yeah,
Will.
the Shohei Ohtani, the way he like, oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, and
That
then
clip
Alex,
kills me, man.
while you're looking actually for tickets, what you can tell them on the call is instead this.
What is the reason for this transaction? For a car loan. Okay. You said it's for a car loan? Yeah.
By the way, he was asking for $300K over a phone. Can you phone in a wire of $300,000?
All I'm saying is like,
shouldn't
you're-
the banks be like, yo, you should come in person if it's 6 figures, man?
All I'm saying is like, I don't want to revisit this, but it's like you guys are best friends. Like your boy's like laundering millions of dollars out.
Yeah.
Like you don't know about it. You have financial advisors. Like I check my TD statement like every 2 days, man.
Yeah,
And, like
yeah.
I don't care that Shohei's making like billions or whatever. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Something's missing from the story. Is all I'm saying.
And what
Something's
sounds
missing.
like it, is that he was doing it on behalf of, or like he was as Shohei trying to send it to himself, because the last clip that we have here is he's trying to set up a recurring send, just so he wouldn't have to go through this process again. But let's hear that.
Will there be any future wires to your friend? Possibly. Okay.
Yo, he legit sounds like any Chinese guy from Richmond Hill, bro.
He's like, it depends on what happens in the Mets Phillies game.
If Bryce Harper gets under 2.5 hits, maybe yes.
Yeah.
It depends if Nick Castellano goes to the right field on this one, but hold on, maybe potentially.
It'd be like if Will called RBC and they asked who this is, and he's like,
Next, bro. Yo, no man. This does sound a little bit like you, Alex. I'm not gonna lie.
Chill, man. I just want to say you've offered me money in the casino. I've rejected it, so
That's true. That's true.
I don't like gambling with other people's money. Yeah.
That's
Bad,
what
it's bad,
that's what separates you from eBay.
That's legit. What got eBay in cuffs? This man's cuffs the legend.
So anyway, Shohei, man. Yo, by the way, the fact that we made Shohei look normal yesterday, because at the start of the game, I was watching it, and I'm like, this is kind of what it feels like to play LeBron. And then at the end of it, I'm like, we got LeBron. That's Vladdy.
Yeah, we got LeBron.
Ain't no fun when we got the gun, man. Come on.
We
you know?
like, yeah, no. I this is why I don't like Ohtani, man. I'm just like, I don't not
He's too
like
perfect.
Ohtani.
I agree with
No,
you. I agree.
Going
He's a little too
against
perfect.
Ohtani is so annoying, and I think LeBron's a great comp. I'm like, what do you mean this guy's gonna like strike out the side on the top of the first, and then he's gonna lead off in the bottom of the first?
I've never seen the camera linger on a guy just changing. Because, like, they're always,
Yeah.
like they got to, like, do the thing where when you come off the mound, they, like, check your hand for, like, whatever illegal
Yeah.
substances. And then they take the glove, and then he just, like, takes his hat off, puts on a batter's glove, and then straps on his, like, batting gear.
Yeah,
And, like,
he's-
they just lingered there, being like, look at what he's doing right now. And I also didn't realize they changed the rules for him. The Shohei Ohtani rule, where
so he's
if he
allowed
comes
to
out the
pitch
game-
and DH. Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah, no.
Anyway, but that don't matter, man. That don't matter. The Ipe,
No.
the Shohei that showed up last night was Ipe. That's the one that showed up last night.
I love the baseball scheduling too of like, playing 3 straight when you're like on the road and stuff. It's so much less excruciating than the NBA.
Oh,
Where like Raptors, it's like, oh, Raptors lose game 5 at home of the finals. Now you got to wait 2 days and stuff.
yeah.
Like I love the way you just go back at it.
It builds the momentum. It's just like in baseball. Like it's kind of a slow build over the course of the
Because
series.
imagine if you had to sit with that 18-inning loss for like 48 hours, man, just as fans.
Right.
Like I went for a 7-hour walk yesterday just to walk it off, man.
What?
It's crazy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I left my place at 11. I got back at 6. Yeah, that's 7 hours.
Where'd you go, man?
Went to Mayride, had a sandwich.
I saw
Went
you made it
to-
all the way up to my ends, man. This guy was near Lansdowne, going to
Went to Baker
Botts.
Bots.
Baker Bots is great, man. Been telling you about Baker Bots.
Yeah, what's that pizza place over there with the white slice? They were closed yesterday.
Oh, you were at Max?
No, but Max was closed yesterday, so
There's another place beside it. Yeah, I don't even know, to be honest, man.
and then Monkey's Paw is one of my favorite bookstores in the city, like used.
This
books
guy
and
going to
stuff.
monkey paw, monkey sushi.
Yo,
Is there any
Yo,
other
yo.
monkey business you're
So-
not part of?
so my new routine is like
Possibly.
Yo, it sounds like Alex on the phone. Hold on, man.
that's legit. That's legit. My answer to every basketball question. Hold on, Jerome, cue it up. Will ask me a basketball question and then he'll play it.
Do you think IQ should come off the bench for Jamal Shed?
Possibly.
That's legit how we talk about basketball.
Yo, hold on. Who's that famous Japanese pitcher that hits and pitches as well?
Shohei Ohtani.
Yo, they should have never released these audio tapes, man.
Who got the audio? That person deserves a Pulitzer, man.
Yo, low key, we might gotta give it to Cash Patel again, man. We might
Yo,
have to give it to
FBI
Cash
killed it
Patel.
on this one. What was the operation of this one called, man?
Operation Japanese Pitcher. Operation Japanese Superstar on the Dodgers.
Operation Car Loan, man.
Yo, Carlone is honestly crazy.
He's like, a car loan for $300K. What are you
Will,
buying?
can you ask us a question? Can you ask Alex a question that he like will reluctantly agree to?
Yo, you want to buy me tickets to Game 6?
Yeah.
Yo, Carlone Boozer, man. That's what we call him now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry Shohei got robbed by his best
Oh
friend.
my
but
God.
holy-
So my routine has been a lot of monkey sushi when they
Yeah, yeah.
lose. But last night I treated myself to a little kibo, upgrade it.
Oh, yo, calling Kibo an upgrade is.
And,
You know what? I also had Kibo as well. So
And I'll have you know, I got their imitation crab salad, which I was very happy with.
yo, did we
Yeah.
eat the same food last night?
I had a sashimi appetizer, a torched sushi like appetizer, and
Yeah.
a salmon hand roll. Wrapping up a meal with a hand roll is so cool.
Yo, you don't need that hand roll at the end, man.
Something about a hand roll, man. It just hits.
No, does it? Does a hand roll hit like that? No, I'm trying to buy time because I'm pretty sure we had the same meal yesterday. Because you know how with the Jays, you can bring whatever food you want in there. They even checked my bag, by the way.
Oh
which
yeah, I
don't-
saw
mean,
you brought an onigiri, man.
Yo, we eating that Shohei Ohtani pack tonight.
This
He
is
was the only imitation crab I saw at
I
Rogers
mean,
Center.
not to call you out on racism, but this is legit. Like anybody bring any Chinese food and be like, "Yo, this is the Will Lu pack."
I mean, do it, man. If you come to Scotiabank Arena and order the Shanghai 360 special, please tag me on social and saying we're eating that Will Lu pack tonight. Okay?
Well, this
Please.
is
It'd
one
be
of the
good for my
best
promotion.
things. I always try to tell people. It's like you can bring your own food into the Rogers Center. Like,
No,
you can
the way
bring
they-
any food in.
The experience at the game is genuinely better than like most other places and like most other sporting events you have in the city. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's
100%
really not
better than
that-
the Scotiabank Arena like experience. I'll say that much.
Yeah, it's really not that hard because like when you get to Rogers Center and they ask you if you're bringing in any food, all you have to say is,
Possibly.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna be abusing these clips
We're gonna reach our final form. Now we have this clip. Once my Beijing that I ordered on Amazon comes in, it's over, man.
Oh man, when's Beijing coming, man?
I don't know. I think it's literally coming from Beijing, so it's 2 weeks.
I think Craig and Ivy are bringing it back home for you, man.
By the way, Beijing is called Baijin, but nobody calls it that.
It's closer to Baijiu than it is to the Beijing. But
All right.
Alex, are we really sure that's your real hair?
Possibly.
Yo, he sounds like every Asian I knew at my school growing up. Why is he Chinese?
No, he legit sounds Chinese.
He
the way
sounds
he's
like
saying the
every
words.
Derek I knew growing up.
He sounds like Jason Lee.
Oh my god. All right, that's
All right.
it. Will's got you covered. Halloween night. KD and the Rockets in town.
What do you mean? We're playing tonight, man.
Yeah, no, Will's got you covered post game.
Oh, because they play on Halloween as well, so I got you covered that night. too.
Oh, they do? Who are they playing on Halloween?
I don't know, man. Another team.
Yeah, that'll be the Jays game 6 night. And then
Yeah.
we'll bring you a little 6-pack on
Yo.
Friday.
What are we saying? We doing a double react pod tonight or what, man?
Yeah, I'll let you know, man. Yeah. I'll
Yeah?
let you know. Yeah.
What are you gonna be doing?
These games are exhausted. I'm exhausted after, man. Like I'm so mentally dug
All
in.
you're doing is watching it. Are you going to the watch party or just
No,
chilling
I'm gonna
at
be
home?
on my couch again tonight. But it's like no, but
Brother.
you know how mentally exhausting baseball is? Like,
You don't think it's mentally exhausting watching Raptors Rockets?
well, it's been a great revelation of realizing that I actually care about baseball the most. So that's been eye-opening.
This is the most we've heard you talk about sports, so I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, no, I'm
That's
happy.
why
for
that's why this
myself.
guy literally rebranded us as a Jays pod. But
Game
hey,
6.
listen, we'll see you tonight.
Give me
Okay,
tickets.
Raptors Rockets. Go buy Oren's book, The Golden Generation. Come through to the book launch on November 2nd. We'll put the details, all of it, in the description of this podcast. Yeah, just appreciate you guys and let us know. The little blame pie that we started 2 hours ago too. Who would you put on this pie? But anyway, appreciate you guys. This has been the Hello and Welcome podcast, and we'll see you tonight. Go Jays!